Hi friends, Liuba here. Today we are going to make a cake inspired by the classic Black Forest, but in my interpretation, and I named it Black Forest 2.0. Here I kept the main flavor profile of Black Forest, chocolate, cherry, and cream, but I made the textures different. My cake turned out like this: a velvety chocolate sponge cake made with real chocolate, a fragrant, rich cherry filling with dark rum, a delicate mascarpone cream mousse, and on top everything is finished with a thin layer of dark ganache and whipped vanilla ganache. The cake is familiar and recognizable, but new in the way it feels. Let us cook. The base of the cake is one of my favorite chocolate sponge cakes made with real chocolate. For this cake, I recalculated the recipe for a square pan so I could split the sponge into 2 layers. The detailed recipe for this sponge was in one of my previous videos, and I will leave the ingredient amounts and a link in the description under this video. There will also be a calculator there to recalculate for a different pan. When the sponge has fully set after baking, we divide it into 2 equal layers and send it to the freezer. Next, we will make the cherry filling. We will need cherry puree. I made it from frozen pitted cherries. I thawed them in advance, drained off the excess liquid, and simply blended the berries with a blender. We also need pieces of cherries, and mine are frozen as well. I cut the large berries in half and left the small ones whole. Next, sugar, pectin NH, lemon juice, and a little dark rum. In the classic Black Forest, kirsch is often used, so if you have the option to add that specifically, it will be ideal. Add the cherry puree, cherry pieces, and half of the sugar to a saucepan. Stir and set it on the stove to heat. To the other half of the sugar, add the pectin and mix well so it is evenly distributed. When the puree has become warm and the sugar has started to dissolve, begin whisking actively and sprinkle in the sugar and pectin mixture in a steady stream. It is important to add the pectin before the puree heats to 40 degrees and above. That is why I add it almost immediately after I set the saucepan on the stove. Next, bring the mixture to the start of a boil, and after that, cook for about 1 minute so the pectin activates. Then remove the saucepan from the stove, add the lemon juice, and mix thoroughly. And at the very end, add the rum and mix well again. Pour the filling into a prepared mold. It is better to use a mold a couple of centimeters smaller than the size of the sponge so the filling stays hidden inside the cake. I use an adjustable cake frame and set it to the needed size, and I tightly wrapped the bottom with plastic wrap. Let the filling in the mold cool a bit at room temperature, then send it to the freezer until fully set. When the filling is completely frozen, we move on to the mousse. For it we will need mascarpone and semi-whipped cream, which I make first and keep in the refrigerator until using. Now I will show you how to prep it correctly. We will also need sugar, milk, and gelatin, which I soaked in cold water in advance. To make semi-whipped cream, it must be well chilled and have a fat content of 33%. Our goal is to whip the cream to maximum volume so it becomes fluffy and airy. Not runny, but without peaks. This consistency is often compared to slightly melted ice cream. This is how it should look: thickened but fluid, very airy, but with no peaks. A trace from the whisk appears and literally disappears right away. Until using, it needs to go straight into the refrigerator. Add the milk, sugar, and bloomed gelatin to a small saucepan. Heat, stirring constantly, to about 60 degrees because it is important that the sugar and gelatin dissolve completely. There is no need to heat it higher. Next, this mixture will still need to be cooled to 28 to 30 degrees before combining it with the mascarpone. We need the mascarpone warm, about 16 to 20 degrees. If the mascarpone is cold, you can very carefully warm it slightly in the microwave in short pulses, literally 3 to 5 seconds, stirring each time. The main thing is not to overheat it, because the mascarpone can split. Next, it needs to be well mashed so it becomes completely smooth with no lumps. I did it well with a spatula, but you can also do it gently with a whisk. In the end, the cheese should become smooth, creamy, and uniform. The mixture has cooled to 28 degrees and I have already poured it into the mascarpone. The moment of pouring did not make it into the shot because the video camera battery died, but the step is very simple, and then we whisk for a few seconds on low speed until smooth. Check the temperature of the mixture. It should be no higher than 30 degrees, ideally 26 to 28 degrees, and only after that do we combine it with the semi-whipped cream. Take the cream out of the refrigerator and stir lightly to restore its texture. Next, begin gently adding the cheese and milk base into the semi-whipped cream and mix well until uniform. The result is an airy, light, smooth mousse. And before assembling, I will put it in the refrigerator for literally 10 minutes so it thickens a bit, which makes it easier to work with while assembling the cake. While the mousse stabilizes a bit, I prep everything for assembling the cake. We will need a metal cake frame. I place the first frozen sponge layer on the bottom and put the mold into the freezer. Also, take the frozen cherry insert out of the freezer in advance so you are not distracted during assembly later. And while we do not need it yet, put it right back into the freezer. Now we assemble the cake. I divided the mousse on a scale into 2 equal parts. Pour the first part of the mousse onto the frozen sponge and spread it evenly. Be sure to check that the mousse has filled all the corners and is in an even layer. Then place the frozen filling and press it in slightly so the mousse surrounds it on all sides and there are no voids. Then pour in the second part of the mousse and spread it evenly as well so the mousse fills all the corners, edges, and all the gaps with no voids. Close the mousse with the second sponge layer and press it down lightly so the mousse fills all the gaps and the layers sit evenly. If needed, gently level the surface and put the cake into the freezer until completely frozen. To coat the cake, we will make a dark chocolate ganache. We will need dark chocolate, 33% cream, a little butter, and glucose syrup. The chocolate needs to be melted. In a small saucepan, heat the cream together with the glucose syrup to about 60 degrees, not higher. Then pour the heated cream over the melted chocolate and blend with an immersion blender until smooth. When the ganache has cooled to 35 to 40 degrees, add the butter and blend briefly again. The result is a uniform, smooth, glossy ganache. Cover the surface of the frozen cake with ganache and spread it evenly with a spatula. On the cold surface, the ganache will thicken quickly, and that is normal. Do not make the layer too thin. It should be noticeable and emphasize the chocolate flavor. The ganache that dripped down on the frozen frame is very easy to remove with a knife. I will do this right away because next I will work with a torch, and I want it to be clean and neat. Next, I carefully go around the mold with a gas torch, and you can also use a heat gun for just a few seconds around the perimeter, and the frame ended up sliding off by itself. This is what a beautiful, even neat cake we got. Now it needs to thaw in the refrigerator for at least 8 hours for an even defrost. After defrosting, I decorated the cake with delicate whipped vanilla ganache. It is not only for decoration, it plays an important flavor and texture role here, adding creamy softness to the cake and finishing the flavor. I recently showed the recipe for this ganache on the channel, and I will leave the link in the description under the video. The cake turned out impressive, both outside and inside. A beautiful high-contrast slice, clean layers, everything the way I like it. In flavor, it is very delicate and chocolatey, with a bright cherry note and soft creaminess, and overall harmonious. Friends, be sure to try this cake. And that is all from me. Thank you all for your attention. See you in new videos. Bye-bye.